I think what they did is they took Ben Shapiro and took like a cellular sample and then grew this person in a laboratory and because they wanted to have some diversity on the program. And so this is like some type of clone of
Is that why the
Gen Z
right's
Ben.
against IVF at this point? Because the left could do this too? We could have so many Barack Obamas.
It's a massive overreaction, I would call it, to the RFK endorsement of Trump.
Again, RFK can't get off the ballot in 3 swing states. And there is no doubt in my mind that there were more Trump voters were deciding to go for RFK, or Trump or would-be Trump voters going for. He was drawing more from Trump's numbers, but the polling we're starting to see now is all head-to-head stuff, anyways, and. There's no doubt Trump's going to pick up some voters from RFK, but I'm not convinced that those are necessarily in swing states. And, but I think the right is really looking for anything to really grasp onto. And we also know that they don't seem to have the ability to determine like what's weird and what's not. Here is Daily Wire's Brett Cooper.
That's why he took action today. Now, after RFK completed that speech, he drove across town to where Trump was hosting a rally with TPUSA. Trump took the stage and very quickly introduced Bobby. And again, people guessed that this was happening, but it was not confirmed. It's just so epic. It's so epic. Also, Foo Fighters is literally suing Trump over using the song for this announcement. Like, which also we need to talk about for a second. Foo Fighters, you are suing Donald Trump because he used this song to introduce Bobby Kennedy. The unification between the left and the right. The most significant positive political energy that this country has seen.
Pause it for 1 second.
And you're...
It's a beautiful moment, Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I'll put aside from the fact that the Foo Fighters don't seem to appreciate the singularity that is happening here.
Why do the Foo Fighters hate unity?
But Bobby Kennedy would not identify as the left. I don't think so. Himself. He's said that his politics have definitely shifted to the right. They have definitely changed. He is far more of a libertarian style although he believes in supposedly more scrupulous regulation. He's got a very weird mix of politics that I would not necessarily call left whatsoever. He thinks that climate change is simply a mechanism to achieve authoritarian control over people. He doesn't seem to...
Yeah, let the market fix it.
He doesn't. It's unclear to me, like what, where he is on a bunch of stuff. It's all over the map, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it's left. I think one thing that is clear: he's extremely skeptical of vaccines.
Yeah. And you know what could have been a good way for him to demonstrate that he's on the left is to maybe like not endorse a right-wing candidate who people in this country think is too extreme, and then also actively, aggressively try to get himself off of swing state ballots so that he could help said right-wing candidate.
I think the thing that really puts the lie to it is he made the same offer to Harris, or was prepared to, but they were just not interested in negotiating with him in the way that...
quid pro quo for a...
I mean, this is the thing that's
his crazy energy.
This is the thing that's so sort of like gross and corrupt about this, is that Kennedy's whole spiel, the one consistent thing he's been is that like we have a revolving door at some of these regulatory agencies. Now, that is without a doubt true. I think it's true within every facet of our government on some level. The biggest problem I think a lot of these agencies have in terms of the regulations is they're underfunded. But even if they were properly funded, we do have a problem where there's too much coziness with industry. he claims that he would change that. Now, he never talks about anything structural. It all is about appointing somebody. But the idea is that money is corrupting this process. In other words, like, the government's not functioning the way that it should because it's influenced by money. This is a guy who chose a complete ding-dong as his vice presidential nominee. Even if you think she's great, like, the idea that she was the most qualified to be his vice presidential candidate from an electoral or an administrative perspective is just absurd. However, she did finance half the campaign, which is exactly what he has supposedly run against his entire campaign. The idea of the corrupting influence of money, the idea of something being so transactional that people change their perspective and their outlook based upon what they're going to get for it. And he goes and endorses Trump because he wants to keep America healthy again? Excuse me?
Well,
are you
burgers.
Do people really believe that for a moment? He offered the same thing to the Harris campaign. He's literally doing the one thing that he claimed his entire campaign was like, that was the only terra firma of his campaign. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to fix these regulatory agencies that are basically in the pocket of industry. They're so transactional. All they care about are these individuals. He had no structural reform. These individuals at these agencies are just looking out for their job that they're going to get after they serve, which is exactly how he wound up his campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Down to negotiating with his future employer.
He's projecting like he's a right-winger. I mean, he might as well be one.
Well, now he has to. It's part of his job. All right, let's listen to the
Ben Shapiro clone.
Significant positive political energy that this country has seen in ages. And you're suing Donald Trump.
We need you to be Mama Love.
Freaking grip. Anyway, moving on. Maybe I'll do an entire episode about that because it is literally so dumb. But he came on stage. They shook hands. Literally, like, sparks were going up behind them. There were fireworks. It was amazing. And it gave us yet another iconic photo for the history books. Like, we have Trump's fight. And we have this. Like, I have children.
No one's going to remember that.
So guys, again, like a Kennedy.
The only people who are going to remember that, incidentally, are like Bobby's neighbors in Malibu.
I did the time codes for this clip, and I was actually trying to remember what was the second picture that she was going to refer to there. And it's, look, them with all the sparks behind.
You forgot from this morning. Oh my God, did those sparks form organically? Good.
Right now, it is
say it like it actually just emanated from like
Kennedy joining a Republican on stage, joining his campaign. Like, are you kidding me? It is so amazing. Now, both he and Trump spoke at this rally. Again, I highly recommend you listen to both of those speeches as well. Right. It was just so passionate. It was so hopeful. It was so energized. And also, the way that the crowd was so riled up for RFK made me so proud and so excited because we often get thrown criticisms, saying that we're bigoted, that we are not inclusive, that we hate the other side. We actually don't. We just value common sense. We respect you if you respect us in turn. Like, I guarantee that Bobby disagrees with a lot of the people that were at that rally. I guarantee that a lot of them really don't like a lot of his policies, but he has a good heart. He values truth. He values integrity. He is willing to cross party lines. Trump is willing to cross party lines to support each other. That is amazing. And it's something that all of us are going to get behind.
Wait. First off, like, this Dutch camera shit.
It's insane. I'm gonna.
This is like 1997, camera footage. They just who is the cheapest guy we got? Well, this dude used to work for MTV 25 years ago. We could hire him.
Well, when you quick cut that much, it's just like people have to pay attention because where's the next camera angle going to be coming from?
What's fascinating about this is it's unclear to even her why Bobby did this. He did it, as you talk about integrity, because it was completely transactional. He did.
There we go.
I know what you're doing. keep quick and cut back and forth. I'm telling you, folks, this is the reason why we're doing this. No, you gotta cut to it. I'm talking.
Oh my God, you must be really important.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying is really important right now. That's why we gotta come back over to the thing.
Oh my gosh, you're crossing the aisle by signing a blood oath to David Pakman. I mean, that's how you get to show that we work with conservatives.
Yeah,
it's a joke.
To support each other. That is amazing. And it's something that all of us are able to get behind. And I loved seeing that support in real time. Like everybody was talking about Kamala sparking joy at the DNC with her speech. No,
Boink.
This is joy. Thank you very much. You have not experienced joy until you've seen this photo. One guy commented and said, part of what's interesting is that Kamala had first shot at RFK, but didn't bother to return his phone call. I wonder if she regrets that now. Yeah, guys, they reached out.
Pause it, legally. Just revealed. This whole thing has been transactional. This whole thing is transactional. That's it. What are you going to give me? And then I'll give you my endorsement. This has nothing to do with what he believes, what policy he's going to do. Like, he would have been doing it if Harris had said, like, I'll appoint you Health and Human Services Secretary or whatever. You can have your, anti-vaccine commission or, ambassador to wherever it is that you want to go. I don't know, the Bahamas or whatever it is. He'd be doing the same damn thing.
Also, he's not on the left just because you say he's on the left.
He's a Kennedy, Emma. I mean, what more do you need to say?
I guess it's all passed down via the blood, where what people's ideology is. But you can't just will him into being a person on the left. Just ask the rest of his siblings.
This is like this. Honestly, I don't think I've watched this much of Brett Shapiro's clone. But is that her name, Brett Cooper?
Yep.
Yeah.
But this feels like almost like a dystopian movie. Like this is like it's such a sanitized set.
Well, people might. You'll be surprised to learn that she didn't, make her way up being a content creator. She was actually. People might recognize her from the Paramount remake of Heathers. She played on there, but yeah, she has an actor's access here, so she is a actor that was hired to play this role of young Ben Shapiro. Look at Heathers, Shots Fired. I haven't heard of some of that stuff, but yeah. So same with it's interesting how many, like, Candace Owens has acting sort of page like this. A lot of these people are actors.
I did.
That's true. Look at Sam too. It's coming from inside the house.
Go ahead. Are we done with her? Yeah, we're done. We don't need any more of that. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.